Amarok here. This is your standard head unit. Obviously you've got your steering wheel controls on here, got some app connects. That's about most things you can do. Settings in here, there's no actual car access or anything going on. That's about it. Obviously you'll have your reverse camera and like a beepers there. And that's about it. Fairly straightforward to remove this. Basically we need to get this cover here off using the trim removal tools that came in the kit. We're going to pop up under here. There's pretty much 4 torque screws around there. So we're just going to tape to go around with us so we don't mark the dash at all. And you just want to push it in there and just go around and pop it out. Again, it is plastic, so you shouldn't need to force anything. Just go around the whole thing a couple of times if you need to. But you'll see it should pop out fairly easy like this. And you'll see it all start to come out. And then once you've got it a certain way, you can use your hands to give it a little bit of a helping hand. And once they've all popped out, this little part will just slide out like that. So fairly easy. Take your time and you got your 4 torque screws here to take out and the head unit will come out. Hit the spot.
Yeah. Here anyway. Fucking hell, you're destroying it.
Destroying it, mate. New cars, everything just pops off.
Actually, when you said if you're in Perth and I'll install it for free, I thought, fucking beauty, you can do it.
Yeah, it works out well. Like whenever someone buys something in Perth that we haven't done a video for, because it's pretty easy to do yourself, but as soon as people have a video to do it, they're like, oh yeah, cool, it's easy.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you're filming that now, eh?
Yeah, and just filming this. So I normally it's like film it and then we'll like edit it. Times I don't really need to talk about that because there isn't much like going on. So in the back there you've just got 1, 2, 3, and I've unplugged the main one. I'll show you that in a second. It just has a little cam lock on the bottom that you like press in and pull up to get it up. Those are your 3 plugs in the back of the head unit. So there's the old unit out there. So your 3 plugs are coming in here. So on these 3 plugs here, this one just need to press the bottom in here, pull out. Again the same on this one, press in here. You can see that it clips in, pull it out, and then this one here is the main cam lock one. So that actually pulls out and up if you clip in there. So it gets your 3 plugs out. So once the old unit's all pulled out, left with a few plugs here. Got like your main plug, USB plug and antenna. So you just want to go into our kit and grab out the plugs you need. Obviously, well, one of them is the Facia antenna adapter plug. That will just clip into here like this. That's that done. This is our like main harness with our CAN bus like box on it. So obviously the black's going to go into the big like black one. All these aren't used. No need to worry about all these. Auxiliary we can use. If your car has an auxiliary, we can put into our auxiliary in. And this cam in one is going to go into this other grey like 6-pin plug into the purple cam in plug. So like that, that's going to give us a reverse camera. The other wires on here you don't need to sort of worry about. They're if you're going to run a second camera, and that's the one that's going to go into the 4-pin USB. So then again, just taking this through, everything obviously can only go in how it fits in. Give it a good push, close the cam, bring out your 4-pin USB one into here, plug that in, leave all that hanging out, that's fine. Now what we always do is we just grab the head unit, test it out, because we're going to make sure everything's going. So the main sort of like 20-pin plug's going to go into the other side here. Main plug, auxiliary plugs, a Wi-Fi antenna, a GPS antenna, FM AM antenna. So push it into there. This grey 6-pin goes into your bottom plug here, and obviously FM radio. Whack it all in. Just sit it in the dash if you can. Turn the keys on. Want to check that obviously the unit power's on, we have the reverse camera light working, and we have the steering wheel controls working. First time it boots, it'll show us like logo, and it'll take a little while to boot, but after that, when it boots, it's fast. Rightio, so first thing we go, yep, steering wheel controls, cool. Go into radio, scan the radio stations. We should get 92, something around here, I think. So there we go. Radio's working, that's fine. You can also see we have the CAN bus information coming up through. Then we go into reverse. And you've got your reverse, like obviously like sensors, and your steering wheel working there.
Starting strong this morning, review PG Council.
So that's all good. So we'll just go through all the cables and like use here. This is the auxiliary, so this will retain like the factory auxiliary here. If we go into here, obviously it's going to plug red to red, white to white, red to red. That's going to plug into the one of the auxiliary plugs at the back. So they'll give you auxiliary port or factory one still working. This is our GPS antenna. So you just want to get it so it's only got like a plastic above it and a clear view of the sky. So again, peel off the stick and just run it back under here. Give it a good push down. Yeah, it can leave semi-tied up, and that's going to go into like a GPS. This is like a Wi-Fi antenna. It's just extended for like future use, but you can actually leave this just like floating loose around the back. It's still going to work fine for everything that we're like using it for, just in case in the future we want to run somewhat long range like Wi-Fi devices. You can put that up a bit higher. Then plug here with the external mic port and 2 USBs. One that says like Android Auto. Here you want to plug into your existing retention one, keep that like working, and the other one you can probably like run down the side and tuck out by your footwell. And your third USB, up to you if you want to sort of use this. This is for our like sort of extra things we have. You plug like a dash cam into here or like a 4G modem. Again, you can either, pretty easy to take these ones in and out, so you can just leave it tucked behind the back, or you can again run it down to the footwell glove box. Righto, so that's basically everything hooked up now. So you got your like white plug here that had your 2 USBs on it and your external mic. We've just actually tucked those down there, and I'll pop them out the bottom down there. A bit dark to see, but there they are down there. You can actually just put your hand down and you'll see where you can fit your hand for the other side to get them out. That GPS is up there, a main harness hooked in, USB retention. Actually pull one of these up, the Android Auto one back up, and we'll plug that into here, so we keep our Android Auto on the factory USB down here. So I'll do that in a second. Our main harness here hooked up to the auxiliary brown plug and the camera grey 6-pin plug, and our FM antenna. That's basically everything hooked up, apart from our Wi-Fi antenna, which will screw on and leave floating loose, and the third USB port, which will also leave just floating around the back here. Alright, so that's everything hooked up, so we'll go and put like the unit in, and again we'll sit it in there and like test everything before we put it in again. These auxiliary plugs can only plug where they can go into. A smaller plug could go into a bigger pinhole, so just obviously make sure the amount of pins match up. GPS goes to GPS. There's a small like label under the bottom of these little brass screws, so one says GPS, one says Wi-Fi. Just make sure you put them in the right one. This is like the Wi-Fi one over here. Just put a bit of tape around all of them to like tidy them up a bit. Obviously always double check everything's going to go in. That's your main plug, FM antenna, and our main plug here. And then everything can just tuck back behind the unit as it slots back in. Again, you can see the cable's hidden a bit at the back there, so it's just a case of making sure they all tuck down when you put them behind. That's why you don't really want to tape it all up too tight, because you kind of want the cables to go back and sit and drop down. Pushing down and fitting around, there's actually a big hole in these ones, which is the hole you put your hand down to put your USB plugs in, which you can get down to, obviously. Put the unit in. Now, what we want to do is obviously power the car up again. Do the same check you did at the start there. Make sure we got a bit of stuff going on. So you want to check steering wheel controls, put it in reverse, and sound, and radio. That's just a quick check you always do, because it's better than putting it all back together and being like, oh, whoop. Working. Reverse working all good. Got your sound coming through. So that's all good like that, and then you can go, I'll put it in properly. And your screws obviously go back in the way they come out. All those like wires there, you just need to push down. You'll see when you're doing this, there's like a little cavity behind here where they can actually all fit into. So you just need to make sure they all push down, because obviously the unit wants to pretty much sit on top of all the wires. So again, all your screws are in. Plastic fascia will go on in reverse. Most time we just like to go around a couple of times, because obviously you don't want to over tighten these too much. Then we get this here, obviously this is going to clip back on. Go with your fingers all the way around, because it'll hit all the clipping points. There it is, all there, all stuck in.
Oh, you're joking.
Did that before?
No.
I know, do change it, but yeah, it's up to you, whatever you want to do really. Just get a little video here, show that all the things still happen. Oh, that won't happen though. Yeah. Until this is on it. Dog.
The dog gets in everything. Oh, you can turn the beeps off too, can't you?
Yeah, you can turn all that off.